Welcome to AlisNav.com, where we got the best of list going on this year, and it's not the best of game, but it's a game that needs to take a break this year because we're sick of seeing it. And I think we got this list. I think you guys might know where we're headed with these games, and you guys are probably, hopefully, in the same boat as us on deciding like what games need to take a break. It's pretty much the games that, personally, that I see every single year come out and nothing really.
Yeah, you'll hear us talk about it on the block party. It's the games that we're constantly annoyed that we're like, oh man, another one of these just got announced.
Yeah, so we decided to give it an award. Every year we give it an award, and right this year, obviously, I'm going to start off with Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, it's normally Assassin's Creed, but Syndicate, I felt like redeemed that franchise, at least for me.
So if they didn't take a break, then you wouldn't have gotten to play Syndicate.
Yeah, I would have never gotten that game.
Like, I don't want to play, like, that game was good, but now I don't want to play another Assassin's Creed for, like, 4
because
years.
it was good, and you know the next one's going to suck.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Because Black Flag was alright, and then Unity was crap, and then Syndicate's okay.
So the next one has to...
I think I said this last year, in the exact same category last year for Game of the Year, and I said, just release an Assassin's Creed game, like, maybe every 3 or 4 years.
Yes, let them be good,
Then
instead of having it be like, okay,
let us
crap,
forget about it a
okay,
little.
crap,
Yeah.
Want one instead of like force it down our
There's
throat.
another one and you're gonna love it!
Well, maybe, like, getting it every year, we get to knock out some of these crappy ones. Like, if we had to wait every 3 years for a Victorian Assassin's Creed, that would be terrible, right?
I guess, dude, we're kind of like shuffling the list away. Like, you know, next year it'll be something.
Sooner or later, we're going to get the caveman one that we are dying to play.
I really want that one.
Dude, just imagine, like, all the things you can do. And we're kind of getting that
Egyptian?
next year with maybe Far Cry 4 Primal, or Far Cry Primal. So we might get our little dinosaur one. But that one, and then the other one that's always on my list is Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Did they do enough this year?
Horrible this year.
Yeah, this one kind of way off the block.
And
where they need to go.
Dude, it literally felt like when I played the multiplayer, like it felt like they just took like 3 steps backwards, and they were just like all sorts of confused and fucked up on what that what that game was in the past.
There's so many studios making it. There's like no one can get on the same page with what that multiplayer should be year to year.
And they took all the customization that you really enjoyed, like outfitting your guy, and they just like broke it down into like almost like these Halo characters where you just like picked your class or type of dude, like you got a crossbow with one guy, or you like did like laser spikes into the ground. It's just like they're getting out of the Call of Duty world that like everyone fell in love with, and I feel like they're just going down this like Titanfall or
now
like
they're
Halo.
Just throwing games out there because they know it's going to sell because it has Call of Duty branded on it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, instead of taking it in exciting ways, like if they would have taken it away, like Amazon's like The Man in the High Castle, and just done some high concept Call of Duty that goes a different direction, maybe that's more interesting than doing the same futuristic thing for the last 5 years.
I mean, next time they're in space, guys. Next year,
it's just terrible. Like I'm over Call of Duty.
Jumping on planets.
I'm over Call of Duty almost as much as I'm over these Batman games.
I like how you looked at me before you said that.
I wanted to make sure. I just want to hear what you had to say. Like I don't want any more of these. Maybe they said this was the last one, so maybe this shouldn't even be on the list. But man, this game was so similar to the last two.
Well, as it should be. As
Should
far as
it be,
like
though?
mechanics, I mean, story-wise, it blew me away as far as like actual things what they did, expanding the Batman universe.
Oh
and
my
you didn't play
God.
through all the different missions; you just went straight through the story.
I went back and played some of the missions. I had no reason to continue them.
Why?
Because it's the main
It's
story.
cool. It was like you're playing
it's so
a Batman
repetitive.
animated game.
No, it's so repetitive. It's like, dude, the Joker races or the Riddler races, do those over and over again.
Batmobile part of the game.
You
was
even
horrible.
said on a block party that it was like the worst thing ever. Like that you were forcing yourself
they
to
tracked
do
you
it.
in the Batmobile.
Yeah.
Aspects with the Batmobile where you could fly out of it and use it to attack opponents when you were
The
on the
Batmobile
ground
stuff was
awesome.
like the worst part of that game.
Yes, for sure.
And he acknowledges that. He has
Didn't make
already.
it like a terrible game though.
No, but I don't want to play
You still
anymore.
had Batman. You still had awesome voice acting by Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, and some great voice acting.
Yeah, but I don't want
Just
to
like
play
the
it.
animated
But
series.
you played it already twice. It's the same thing, right?
It's
and the
kinda like the
combat has
Assassin's
been
Creed
aped
series.
so many times by so many other games. It wasn't fresh. There was nothing about that game that was fresh. It was just it was done. They don't need another Batman game.
If they do, they could maybe do it
The
differently.
reason why
they could do a different way.
before Arkham Asylum came out, there were no good Batman games.
You were so bored on Batman games, you didn't even play the Batman game prior to this Batman game that you didn't want to play any more Batman games.
I just went through a phase where I didn't play games.
Which one?
The
one that wasn't made.
Origins,
by-
Batman
yeah.
Origins.
Yeah. And it technically wasn't part of the trilogy.
Yeah, but it's still one of these games in the exact same style of game that you love, that you want more of.
But I didn't play a lot of games. When
But
those games
you
came
didn't
out.
want more of that so badly that you didn't play the one prior to this. That
Not
doesn't
on
make any
purpose.
sense.
I mean,
So why would you want more of it?
It
If
took
you
me
already took a
4
break, you
years
already
later
took a
to
break
play
from it.
Uncharted.
After 2, you were like, Batman, I need to take a break. You took a 2-year break, and now it seems super fresh. Had you played that one, you're probably like, this
so
is
I
lame.
see your point that if it takes a break, then it might be better in the future.
Which it
Yes.
was technically.
Yes.
Like you enjoyed it more than playing.
Which
like,
is the
other
point of
ones.
this award. These are like games that we really like at one point, but now they're just overkill, and
I'd
we want them to
rather-
chill for a while, so they do something amazing.
And switch to this.
Well, let's put the focus on like a game that comes out every single year, not Batman that comes out every few years. And we've gotten 3 good Batman games in
Those
my
Batman
lifetime.
games have come out almost every year. There was a Vita one. There was like the.
Well, I don't. Who counts a Vita game? Who's
but
got a
the-
Vita?
It was the same. It was the same thing though. It
Yeah.
was like they like literally for the last like 4
That
years.
was just like an
I-
expansion pack. For
And they
Vita
did that with
owners.
words mouth. They did it with Assassin's Creed, and they also do it with the God of War
Yeah, when
series.
you get like 3 Assassin's Creed games in 1 year sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's on the list.
Oh, yeah.
This is why Batman should be on the list.
Assassin's Creed.
I mean,
China
we-
and
Ch-
Assassin's Creed like whatever.
Chad and
those
I played a
were.
little bit of Need for Speed,
Yeah.
which is like a series we kind of over the years have enjoyed. In like I know I have in like different parts of it. Like when it's the cops and robbers stuff, I love Need for Speed.
Oh my gosh. Dude,
When
it
it's
was
this
so
crap
good.
they turned out this year with full motion video,
Dude, who's still
Oh.
doing full motion video? Why? Like everything should be in-game engine.
I'm all for full motion video if it's done in
Ah.
this cool, ridiculous, over the top way that's kind of corny, like Command and Conquer style.
Okay.
But this it didn't cross that barrier, right? It wanted to, and
was so
and they
bad.
tried so hard to make it like cool in that cornball way that they failed in like an epic level.
And
Like,
it was-
I don't want to see another Need for Speed game for like 10 years.
I'm pretty sure that ruined it for me, dude. It did first person cam too. So you're like sitting there, a girl hands you like a drink because it was in like a plastic
Yeah.
cup in a bar, and like the worst actors in the world too, like trying to convey that you're hanging out at a bar with them and that you're gonna go rule the streets. Awful.
Like
dude.
that's a
It
franchise I
is.
want to take a total break and come back
Oh
as
my
Burnout.
gosh,
And I want it to
dude.
be Need for Speed Burnout style.
That'd be
And-
really cool.
And even playing it, like the open world, like was okay, but like I'm driving around in it, there wasn't anything to do. Like I miss the days of like racing down like this. I don't care if it's like a linear path, like with branching points, but you're still going down, and like the cops are coming after you, and shit's hitting the fan.
Like,
and,
Rivals
you're
was
outrunning
really
them,
good.
dude.
In
Yeah,
in that one way.
because I feel like Rivals was good, and I played a shit ton of that, and like that's the good stuff. Is like when you can't really like pull a donut and just like go around 4 blocks and like dodge the cop and then you're free. Like I want the chase, dude. I want it to last a little while. I want it to get exciting. And that full motion video was like the fucking cherry on top, dude. If you
Yeah.
guys didn't see it, dude, go see it. It's awful.
Go to
dude.
YouTube.
Okay, let's talk about the final game. I know you said this one. It's Metal Gear.
Yeah,
I don't agree with this at all because it was like 7 years between Metal Gears, so it already took a
So-
massive break. But I
It needs
have
another
to know
break.
why you put this on the list.
dude, it needs another break, dude. They came back, and it came back in like I hadn't played it in so long, and I was super excited. It was like one of the top games I wanted to play for the year. It was like literally like I couldn't wait for it to come out. I was so excited for it, and I played it. First 5 hours were probably fucking amazing. I had a great time, and then I was like trying to get into the story. Shit just got really sideways. They had there was a love thing between Big
always
Boss
gets
and like
sideways.
this
That's the whole
guy
point of it.
in like the truck, and it like didn't make any sense what was happening. The music was way fucking off, and then you do start doing missions, and they cut you off. Certain part in the story, they cut you off, and you can't do the story anymore. You have to do like 20 side missions that are all like rescue these kids, and you go back to the same village, and you're like, dude, why I don't want to keep going back to the same village, like, and they exporting these kids out, dude, and like the world was like really bland. It was just like they tried open world, and like we're used to like we got what GTA 5, we got The Witcher 3, where these open worlds like are already just really beautiful and lush, and then you get this, and I know it's supposed to be desert, but all the towns look the same, dude. You didn't know if you were like which area you were in. You were just landing there, and like, dude, the hell, like it's just like they miss all the things, like trying to go and like into the village and like get people out. You still had to run 5 minutes back to your fucking helicopter, and they're trying to make that realistic, yet you're pulling things out in balloons right next to things. It was like I didn't know
So
where
you
they
wanted
were,
to take? What do you wanted to take a break?
I want to
and go-
restart
You wanted to
again.
take a break and do what it did before, like the old style Metal Gear, not
Dude,
this
where you're
open
fighting
world, like
awesome
very
fucking
linear.
bosses, and like you're going like onto like ships and all sorts of shit, dude. Like going inside of buildings and not just standing.
See, I
in the
want more
desert.
Metal Gear. I want Metal Gear like every 2 years, every 3 years, 7 years. It's like cool, but I want them to
They
have like
lost
a
it
weird
in
Metal
7
Gear
years.
like every couple years.
Well, do you think it's Kojima really didn't have it
Yeah,
for this one.
that's kind of what
and
I'm thinking. It's
maybe it'll be good that he's not associated with Konami anymore.
because they can try a new fresh start or something.
Maybe someone can come in and like, hey, this is
Dude,
the
put
new
a-
Metal Gear.
Put a new,
I see. I like the game. Like
get back
I
to the
liked the
basics, maybe.
gameplay, and I liked the way it was like a totally different Metal Gear experience. But I totally understand why you wouldn't. It was
Yeah.
not at all what I thought Metal Gear was going to be, but
it
I
didn't
enjoyed
feel
it.
Metal Gear to me at all, dude.
It felt more Metal Gear to me because I got to do more crazy stealthy things than I had in the past. Like I got to be more of a like sneaking around and doing more. I don't know. I felt
guess
like I was
for-
more of a super spy and a super stealthy soldier than I had been ever in the past.
I don't know, dude. I watched you play it, and you just sent your sniper out to kill
Hey,
everybody.
you tricked me in the random
You sent
30.
you sent your sniper
In
out
the
to
r-
kill everybody.
In the random 30 on the site, you tricked me into going to this battle I was totally unprepared for. And that
sounds about
turned
right.
out
Yeah.
horribly.
Is that what I do to people?
That's what you do. You set
Yes.
us up to look really silly on these things.
I try to.
So
Make
I want to
myself
say I
look
want to
good.
take Metal Gear off this because I don't think it's going to take a break anyway because Konami's
Based
in
on
a
what we have
disaster.
on the list, dude, I'm okay with taking it off because I don't think we're gonna get one for a while anyway. So
What's
I
up with
think-
Kirby on
I
this
think
list?
I
You
want
guys,
to. Yeah, who put Kirby on
That
it?
was me because my experience with Kirby and the Rainbow Curse this year, which
Super sad.
I mean, it wasn't sad, but after I played it, I was
Generic.
like, really that they put that out and sold it, and it's just like
And you bought it.
I don't
and I
think.
bought it.
Is there just like no amount of time though that's going to make a good Kirby game at this point, right?
I don't think it's possible. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
dude.
could
In
just
this day and age.
stop, and then we could have good nostalgic feelings of the old ones.
Yeah.
Instead of having like new hatred for new ones.
Yeah. So we'll just say don't make Kirby games and we'll take it off the list.
And what about the Mario Party series?
Oh my god.
I want more correct. I want more correct
I want
Mario
a correct
Party.
one, yeah, but they can't seem to do that anymore.
I feel like they
so-
just rushed.
We're at
this
10
one.
this year.
Yeah.
This is
It's
like
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Tristan has 2 copies of this game, so I don't think we can't in
they're-
good faith put this game in here.
But that it needs to take a break? He bought 2 copies before he played it. It's not like you bought
No, that's
one
true,
and then
that's true.
he's like,
It's-
fuck, I want another one.
Don't you want him to keep? Don't you want him to keep
God
trying?
damn it,
though?
give me more!
Like no, like I want him to keep trying because I feel like Mario Party is a game like every 3 or 4 years they get it right.
But if
That
they
is
just took a
true.
break,
If
then
they took a break,
didn't
they would
have
get it
to
right every
have
time.
The shit in between.
That's true, and they really feel like they rushed this one a lot.
How did Mario Party ever get higher than in numerical order over Mario Kart? That's,
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
because
sad.
they
It's
give
easy-
Mario
it's
Kart
easy-
a break.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, like,
They don't fucking
You
do
get
it
one Mario
every-
Kart every system, and like
And
here's
Mario Kart
how it
8, phenomenal.
Yeah,
Mario Kart
Mario-
10,
yeah,
And
we'll
how
have
do you
2
make
more.
like Mario Party for what it is? Like, how do you even make that better? Sometimes, I mean, they were successful in making it better, but after 10 of them, they're in a rut now.
and they should take a break.
Well, what they
Yeah.
need to do is like look at board games in general and how they have evolved in the like over time and really incorporate the board game aspect to it, where this one you were all in a pod and you just went around and you played mini games.
Yeah, they
like
lost.
it
They
wasn't
lost
a
the
board game
They lost the
anymore.
whole point of what Mario Party is.
Yeah, like there should be like a little bit more strategy involved into the board game, you know, like Monopoly is and stuff like that. Not necessarily Monopoly, but those like there. But we can take Mario Party off, though. I
right,
just
let's-
wanted to throw it out there so people know that I'm talking about shitty Mario Party and that it's a game that needs to stop, but it doesn't need to stop as much as, for me personally, Assassin's Creed. I think it's just like, I think it was a good one
agree.
this year,
I don't
but
want
it's
an
just like
Assassin's
it's
Creed
got
next year.
give
I
it a
am
rest.
fearful of the next one.
It's gonna be
Somehow I
What
got
about
sucked
Call
into
of
playing
Duty,
these
though,
games.
guys?
Oh my fucking god.
Call of Duty is probably worse for me.
I feel like Call of
I've
Duty.
actually
I think
enjoyed stories.
Some of the
story modes
Assassin's
in
Creed
Call of Duty.
games I've enjoyed. So, and if Tristan's speaking truth of this newest one,
You don't even play Call of
I-
Duty.
that's why we should just take it off
So,
the list.
yeah, I mean, so
or we
this Call of
should-
Duty, like
I don't play it,
it's
so we
called
should-
Black Ops 3, but it doesn't even really go into the Black Ops 2 story. It kind of like it's like its own other thing in the future that just doesn't really
So they should
connect the
take a
dots
break.
in a great way. So I'm okay with it taking a break, but I don't want it to take a break because I liked the Advanced Warfare so much. I want a sequel to that one. Like I want more of that Advanced Warfare story
That was the
because
Kevin
that was
Spacey
so
one?
good. The Kevin Spacey
Yeah.
one.
And that's what we're getting next year.
I know, and I want that. So I don't want them to
Most
take
likely.
a
That was
break.
a lot
I mean,
better.
Yeah.
I want some of the studios making Call of Duty to take a break.
So what do we have last
Shut 'em
year?
down.
So we have Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, Need
And-
for Speed, and I'm okay with taking Batman off because this guy thinks it's the beast.
In my last little defending Batman, I mean, you play Batman because you want to, like, hey, I'm Batman. Like, just like you play a James Bond game or any other game, like, because you're playing as the awesome character that is.
Yeah.
And you don't always get so many good games with that. Like,
You get no good superhero
if
games.
Batman Arkham Knight changed their entire formula for what the last few games were, they probably would have been like the last Call of Duty game, where
Yeah.
it regressed so horrible that you never want to play another Batman game.
That is
So.
Yeah.
all right. You know what? I'm jumping in. So it's got to be Call of Duty or it's got to be Need for Speed. Like I'm gonna. I mean,
Need for Speed
Need for
sounds
Speed
pretty
did
horrendous.
technically take a break, though, right? They reboot the franchise with this one. So now instead of taking a break, we just
but they had Rivals
put
last
out
year.
the bat.
Didn't it? Was Rivals last
I
year.
think it was 2 years ago. It was the launch of the PS4.
Yeah, 2 years ago. It was one of the first games that came
I think
out
I
with it.
played it last year,
Yeah.
and that's why
I'm okay with Call of Duty. Like I think we talked about last year potentially Call of Duty being on this list and being.
And
a
it
game
didn't
that
make the
should've.
list.
It wasn't the final one because we gave it to Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed's been doing some cool stuff. If they change the time period and do something crazy like Samurais or something, like I just want to give it
That's
hope.
too hopeful though. They won't do it.
They're gonna do it. They have to, right?
Maybe like 10 years from now.
They see the sales
Like-
on this game. They have to shift where they're
I
going.
hope they do.
But
I'm saying-
Call of Duty takes a break. You don't get your Modern Warfare 3.
Advanced Warfare 2.
Or yeah. You
See,
don't
you
get
can't
it.
even remember because it's
There's
all
so
like the
many.
exact
They're
same
so
game.
fucking
Yeah.
mad.
I'm okay with Call of Duty taking a couple year break and
Yeah.
just like coming back with something totally
Sadly,
World
we
War II.
won't get it, but maybe if we give it this award, that they will
Take a
acknowledge
fucking
it,
break.
and they'll take a fucking break. What do you think,
I
Tristan?
think Call of Duty needs
Call
it.
of Duty.
Oh
Call of
yeah,
Duty.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. There it is.
Take a break.
We have it, guys. The game that needs to
Fuck
take a
outta
break
here.
from 2015 and come back in 2018 or further, we'll know, whatever they got on the docket, is going to be Call of Duty, the entire series.
No space.
No, no remasters, no space. Get out of fucking space.
Call of Duty
Go back to the jungles and go back
Yeah.
to the deserts, dude.
back to
That's
World
where it
War.
needs to go.
Yeah, that was one of the best ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you guys so much for joining us on LTF.com for the best of this year, 2015, and the game that needs to take a break, Call of Duty.
Oh, shall we?